That was a pretty rough night for us Philadelphia sports fans. I'm not pissed. I'm not upset. I'm just confused. How did we get to this point? It's bitch and moan fashion time. Right here, trending in the AM on the STT Sports Network, taking all your frustrations in 30 seconds. And a very good morning. Good morning to you all. Welcome to Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. We're live on YouTube and Twitter, guys, wherever you're watching. Please, for my sanity, hit that like button. Please subscribe. Please share it out and vote on our YouTube poll question. Which team annoys you more this morning, the Phillies or the Eagles? It's a pretty simple question. Pretty simple start to the day. And I'm just going to say, I asked ChatGPT to make the title of today's show yesterday afternoon, way before anything happened, way before we knew what the results of last night were going to be. And ChatGPT said, Fallout Friday. So there's going to be a lot of fallout in the Philadelphia area today. So we're going to talk all about it, guys. Please like, share, subscribe. Starting today at 7:50. Can we gain a few more? Maybe. Obviously, the Phillies season ended in heartbreaking fashion last night. And then on top of that, the Eagles get demolished by the New York Football Giants. On top of that, the Flyers lost their first game of the season. I don't even know how to feel. So I'm just going to go right to the comments, see how you guys all feel today. No such thing as an overreaction to the BS we just witnessed. Yeah, it's not Friday, overreaction Friday. It's Friday fallout because there's going to be some fallout. Throw it to first, you idiot. I feel bad for Kirk. Kirk got up in the moment a little too much there and basically ended the season. But you know what? It's not just on Ryan Kirkgreen. It's on the offense scoring one run. It's on Rob Thompson putting Kirkgreen in a position he shouldn't be used in. There's so much that could go wrong there. Eagles offense and defense broken. Got to fix it. I don't know if you can fix it. I don't know if you can. One more loss, and I declare the Eagles only slightly above average. Well, the Eagles are not good. We'll just say that. We aren't going to see our boy wait. I'm here. He said F it and dumped the entire bag on his mouth. Fire Rob now. Probably going to happen. Did anyone unsub? No one did. Morning, Davey. How you doing? Is it okay to have a beer for breakfast? I mean, I'm having coffee, but yes, you can have a beer. I give you permission. You need a note for your boss to get away with it. I will write you your permission slip to be drunk from now throughout the rest of the day. You need another poll question. Not annoyed. And Sixers. I'm more annoyed. I was thought about putting the Sixers and Flyers on there, but today's a Phillies Eagles disaster day. And how did we get to this spot? How did we get to the point where our baseball team is done and maybe our football team is done 6 weeks into the season? You listen to the players talk after the Eagles game. I watched it this morning. They all are pointing fingers in different directions. No accountability, well, outside of Jalen. It's just frustrating. Because I don't know if the Eagles have the guts to make the decisions necessary, to make the changes necessary to turn this season around. The Phillies, the season's over. So you got time to make those decisions. Hopefully one is stripping down the managerial office. All you have to do is look in front of you, and the answers are there on the damn test. Yeah, there's a lot of answers of what's wrong in this city. I'm annoyed with both, but I picked the Eagles. I'm more annoyed with the Eagles, too. So I kind of expected the Phillies to fall flat at them. The Eagles should be better. This Eagles team, bad in the trenches on defense and offense now. Cornerbacks can't defend. Players can't tackle. O-line can't block. Petula's to go. Dude, it's all over, Eric. If anybody tries to point the blame at one person on the Eagles, just point the finger at Kevin Petula. What about Vic Fangio? What about Adoree Jackson trying to shoulder tackle Cam Scatterbo? What about Tank Bigsby? What about Howie Roseman trading 2 draft picks for Tank Bigsby for him to get benched as a kick returner? There's so much finger pointing this morning on this Eagles team and this Phillies team. But at least we know the Phillies will have to make changes now. We need a new offense coordinator. We need a lot of things, little G. Catharsis in the AM. That is what we are doing today. This is the bitch and moan fest. This is a lot worse than we realize it is. I think it is the whole damn team. Coaches, even Tony Santiago, the equipment guy, or the locker room janitor. Everyone's to blame. This is more of I am in like a comatose state. Not because I streamed for 4 hours last night after a day of work, but I'm in a comatose state because I knew there was a good chance the Phillies would lose. I didn't think the Eagles didn't just lose last night. The Eagles got flat out embarrassed on, theoretically, national TV. Flat out embarrassed. I don't know if they're going to be kicking. Carson Wentz next week's going to whoop our ass, little G. You're missing a franchise defensive player in Carter. You're missing the best guard in the league. You're missing a defensive end that plays with attitude and violence. What do people expect? You can point fingers at those 3 guys we're missing. Carter, Dickerson, Nolan Smith. You can do that. But that ain't no excuse to get embarrassed, okay, Nooms? And honestly, missing Jalen Carter, we stopped the run up the middle for the most part, outside the runs that Jackson Dart took off on scramble plays. Nolan Smith, yeah, Landon Dickerson, yeah, but you know what? Lane Johnson's not playing well. Jordan Mailata's not playing well. Cam Jurgens isn't. Jalen Hurts isn't. There's no excuses. Jalen Carter being out didn't make Adoree Jackson or Jihaad Campbell miss tackles. Jalen Carter being out might not have had Zach Bond freeze on Jackson Dart's touchdown, but Zach Bond needs to make that play. There's no finger pointing to one or two person or excuses. It's pretty simple. Carson revenge game incoming next week. Without a doubt. Mailata has been quietly, he flat out said it. He wasn't quietly saying it, maybe because his voice is that of an angel, that you just didn't hear it loud and clear across the room. He flat out said, nobody talks about the wear and tear on the O-line. They only talk about the running back after a big season. They're all exhausted. They're all beat up. Some of them had surgery. Some of them didn't. They're all hurting. He's not normally a positive person. He's right down the middle. What's the status? I don't know what the status on any of our injured players are. Blankenship went back in the game for a little bit. Quinion Mitchell never made it back into the game, Adam. Reed Blankenship, before he got hurt, got beat on several plays. There's no one on that Eagles defense that didn't get beat at some point last night. Oh, man. Dramamine. No, I don't do no Dramamine. Look, and it's not just the Eagles. I mean, maybe we could swallow the loss. Now, I don't even think the Phillies winning last night would have made that Eagles loss any better because it was that embarrassing. At least we know the end is near for the Phillies, that there's going to be changes. You've got 10 days off now for the Eagles. Yeah, 10 days off. Do they have the guts to make any drastic changes? And hell, do we trust them? I mean, Howie Roseman, as great as he is not having his best year. Made some early trades here that have not paid off. Some of his offseason decisions have not paid off. Well, there's at least one good thing there, Adam. That loss last night was just a total top-to-bottom crap show. Are we talking Phillies or are we talking Eagles there? No, it was a crap show straight up and down. I saw this stat online. Only twice in the history of sports, has one city's NHL, MLB, and NFL team lose in the same night. Only twice. Last night for the Philadelphia Phillies, and you know when the other time was? 1983, also the city of Philadelphia. So the only two times last night has happened in the history of sports has happened twice to the city of brotherly love. What did we do to deserve setting those kind of records? Dude, so many players on both sides got banged up last night. How can we tell people we care about player safety, Eric, but yet we let them play on MetLife turf? You don't care about player safety if that's legal. Yesterday was the clean sweep of agony of defeat. It's only happened twice in the history of sports. Rob is gone. Kevin Long is gone. Casty and Bohm and probably Schwarber is gone. Yeah, I don't know. Rob is gone. Kevin Long, Cade Cotton. I'd clean house on the coaches. Casty most likely will be gone. Bohm, what I'll say is Bohm, Stott, or Marsh is gone. One of those three will be gone, maybe two. Schwarber, I think they're going to try to make a statement to keep Schwarber. I think they'll lose Ranger Suarez, but they'll keep Schwarber. They have to keep JT because they don't have an option. And you still got to deal with Bader. Don't forget, Jordan Romano's a free agent, too. That's a big thing they got to sign there, too. Both are top-to-bottom crap shows. Yeah, pretty much. Heads need to roll in Phillies land. Yeah. John Middleton, if he wants to act like a winning, he's got to do something. We're the city of losing. We are the city of losing, without a doubt. You want Stench Tulo out of Philly? I don't care about record. He sucks. Send his logic. Yeah, look, players got to execute better. But obviously, Kevin Petula is a problem as well. Body's healed, but shit takes time. First 4 games were actually pretty monumental achievements. They will find the goals. Maybe. I don't know. I'm losing faith that they'll find it this year. Scattaboo is so good. It's because I trashed him earlier. Giants own this shit, birds. They owned us last night. I think we're what now? 16 out of our last 19 games against the Giants. We've won. We're the defending Super Bowl champs. Jackson Dart played good. Let's take our win in stride like the Eagles would have. Let's play nice. Barkley's still in off-season mode. Maybe. No acceptance excuse to keep. There's no excuse to keep him. There's none. None whatsoever. And you know what? I don't care that the players love him. Everybody in the locker room last night, oh, we love Rob. I don't give a shit. Rob got to go. You have to fire him. You have to. What's up, Billy? How you doing this morning? Good morning. A lot of people tuning in. If you haven't yet, guys, like, subscribe, share, click those buttons. I'd greatly, greatly appreciate it. We're the losingest sports city because of the Phillies. They are the losingest sports team in all time. I know. Don't remind me. You have fire him. It's going to be hard watch if he remains. I know. I don't think anybody's saying you can't fire him. Last night was the worst ever for me. It was a very short 6-hour sleep for me. It is not equally a Sirianni Petula problem, is it not? I mean, you can blame Nick Sirianni for not taking play calling away yet, for giving him the job in the first place. You can blame them. Absolutely. You can blame both of them. One point of reference does not make a trend. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's the problem with the CEO coach. When the offensive coordinator struggles, you don't have an option to pull it from him. And honestly, it might be time for Dave to go as well. Dave Dombrowski? Yeah, I mean, Dave Dombrowski could go. 100%. 25 concurrent would be nice today. We're at 23 right now. I love beer. I drank some great Workhorse beer IPAs last night from King of Prussia. Huge fan of Workhorse. That was what I was drinking in the game last night. Thompson needs to retire nicely. He will. He will not get fired, Rob Thompson. Rob Thompson will gracefully exit the building. Okay? Last night was Giant Super Bowl. Absolutely. Been drinking all night because I'm so damn pissed. I'll write you a note to work if you need one. So a lot of people complain about the Eagles doing the tush push 4 times in a row. Of course they're complaining about that. Why wouldn't they complain about the tush push? That's the least of the problems that I'm worried about. People can complain all they want about the damn tush push. I don't care at this point. The tush push is the least of my concerns. You know what? Like, literally. This ain't the first time in sports history Pride could get the best of successful players. If Nick is half the head coach people say he is, he eventually inspires the attitude. I liked seeing Nick's, pissed off cussing on the sideline on the Tank Bigsby fumble. Like, at least he knows shit's going wrong. There's 23 people still watching. There's only 10 likes. Guys, please hit that like button. Let's bump that up. Kevin Patullo needs to lose his job. Press conference is a joke. What that clown said. We've done a great job. We're going to continue getting better. Yeah. Respectfully get out of this team. Get out of this city, right? Patullo's net buyer is starting to Nepo nuke our Eagles. Yes. Who was worse? Daryl Morey, Dan Dabrowski. Daryl Morey is worse. Daryl Morey is. What's up, Bob? The Philadelphia baseball teams have the record for the most loss of any sports franchise. I don't know if that's still true. Yes, it is still true. It is beyond true. Like I said a few minutes ago, only twice in the history of sports has a city had their MLB, NFL, and NHL team all lose on the same night. One being this year with the Eagles, Phillies, and Flyers last night. The other, the same 3 teams in 1983. That's how bad it is. Absolutely correct. F the Giants. Hope Howie's on the phone. I don't know what Howie's doing. Howie's got so many fires to put out. So many fires to put out. I don't even know what you do first. Wow, what a low point. It is a low point. Big Al, good morning to you. Good morning, Reality Check. What's up, Gint? Good to see you this morning. Is Tank Bigsby the worst trade in sports history? He literally came here and just fumbled kickoffs. He literally did. And not only that, it's not like you gave a conditional 7. You gave up 2 draft picks for him. Get 2 draft picks for a guy that got benched as a kick returner. Like, how does that happen? The worst trade in Philadelphia sports or any sports? I don't know. But God, Howie fumbled a lot. Nick's fumbling as the coach. Howie fumbled the offseason and the early part of the season. And, like, I don't even know what you do. Howie's got to figure out the OC. Howie's got to figure out injuries. He's got to figure out cornerback, too. Howie's got so many fires to put out this weekend. I don't even know what you do first. The attitude was missing last night except from the fringe players. Yeah. And you see the attitude of the players in the locker room. They already look dejected. They look so dejected, like they've already wrapped this season up. Good morning, Eric. I hope you're doing well today. Kevin Patullo smiles, doesn't take anything serious. Always make him Nick's voice. I don't know. I'd rather get Mike McDaniels. He's bad, but look, I'm very anti Mike McDaniels, but you know what? At this point, I'd rather him back there than what we got at this point. Then they put Dylan in, and he did the same. Dude, you can't write this shit last night. Get how bad, like literally, kick returns has been a problem since day one. They've been blaming knuckle kicks. Well, those 2 botches last night weren't knuckle kicks bouncing around. They were straight just bad catches. How can you be that bad on kick returns? 2-game losing streak for the Eagles. Get it turned around. We don't get too many 2-game losing streaks. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm glad we have a Philly sports free weekend. Something has changed. Yeah, we get a couple days to just rest, recover, reset our minds. God, I mean, number 26 ain't doing much with the football either. What's up, Jonathan? How you doing today? You said players have to execute. Well, they can't do so offensively when playbook contains predictable formations and routes. Look, A.J. Brown slide says, I have faith in him. Kevin Patullo. He's doing a good job. Lane Johnson just flat out said no, that's too predictable. Everybody's got different ideas of what's going on. OC, cornerback 2, O-line depth. And finally whispers, now stop with that Jalen Hurts. Are you Brian Pumpman Jr.? Come on, Gant. Let's not put this all on. Jalen Hurts has been bad. Let me tell you something. You know I'm the big Jalen Hurts guy. You know I love Jalen Hurts more than the next. Let me tell you something. I'm not whispering on Jalen Hurts or anything like that, okay? He needs to be better. No doubt it. But come on now. We're not moving on. Let's not start the Tanner McKee train. Not today, please. Most baseball I've watched in years, it was fun. It was not fun. It sucked ass, just so you know. Morning, Mitchie Poo. How you doing today? 2017, no Philadelphia team lost for 3 weeks after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Shit evens out. It does. Hey, yeah, it's been a while for Eric. Yes, absolutely. Get Sidney off this roster. Sidney Brown's just another one. There's like 6, 7 guys that we can get off this team, and I'd be okay with. Last night said a new depth for Ridley Scott. Oh, man. Sixers tonight. Yay! Woohoo! The Sixers. How can you fumble and kick it out of bounds? That was total crap show. Complete and total crap show. This is why I wanted Nick fired in 23. Not saying fire him now, but him seeing the ship on fire and have no urgency. Well, maybe he has that urgency now. Maybe. Madden plays they call in this year. They're calling like Tecmo Bowl. There's only 4 plays in Tecmo Bowl. Not Super Tecmo Bowl. Tecmo Bowl, where you got 4 plays and that's it. The Eagles need to curb stomp the Giants in 2 weeks to remind the Giants who they are. There's at this rate, this week against the Vikings is must win, and so is the week after that against the Giants. The pick was terrible, Jalen Hurts. Awful throw. Awful throw. MVP, people want him gone, trade AJ. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You're not, get out of here with that stuff, right? Sam Howe. I'm sorry, this is all Howie's fault. Not only didn't he let a few key depth pieces walk, but how do you hire a brand new OC with no experience for a team trying to, exactly. And that's what I said since day one, is that you don't hire an OC with no experience when you're trying to repeat as Super Bowl champions. You let Rodgers and Becton go. You didn't replace Sweat proper. You replaced Josh Sweat with Ojulari and Uche. I'm doing well. Oh, okay, yep. Glad to hear that. Howie's moves this offseason didn't work at all. No, he stepped back this year. I want McDaniels. Good thing Dolphins going to help us. Dolphins versus Chargers. Give me, maybe. There's no convo on McKee. There's convo that there's a clear disconnect between him and the wide receiver room. There is. And I think there's something to talk about Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and their relationship. I really think there's a conversation to be had there, that they are not communicating. Jalen's purposely looking away from him at times and forcing him to ball at the wrong times. A.J. Brown is not running out routes for some reason, and not just last week. It's happened multiple times. There's something seriously off between A.J. and Jalen, but you can't do anything about it. They're both here. If you lose to the Vikings, you stink. Possibly. We cannot trade Hurts, AJ, or Smitty just based on the individual. Exactly. They're not going anywhere. So you need a voice that could bring them together. No, I hire you for OC. I would not want to be the OC of this team. McDaniels is a disaster. No way that I don't want anything to do with McDaniels. And I've been very adamant about that. And people think I'm nuts. Remember what you saw last night, the 40-6 game still happened. Big issue I have is promoting from within lessons. The fresh perspectives needed to continue an evolution. Yeah, people keep saying this isn't 23 again because the defense is better, but the defense is atrocious. We've spent all this time talking to the offense. The Eagles' defense is flat trash. Flat trash. It's pathetic. You got just as much to blame on Vic Fangio and his group as you do the rest of the team. The defense is just not performing this year. Bottom of the league in everything. Jalen seeing ghosts. He might be. I don't know what's wrong. Jalen looks like a completely different quarterback this year. Completely different quarterback. Who is to blame? Everybody's to blame. Top to bottom. McDaniel's going to get you eating your words. Bring me genius. Let's go, Howie. I hope so. I hope I'm wrong. What happened to Barkley? The offensive line ain't blocking for him. The play calling's obvious. It's a lot. Also, hear a lot of people putting down Adoree Jackson when he didn't do bad last night. He completely whiffed on Cam Scatterboo on the goal line trying to tackle him. I know it's not ideal for a cornerback to try to stop a bull, but let me tell you something. Adoree Jackson gave up a touchdown last night. Just tried to lower his shoulder to a bull on the goal line. So Adoree Jackson's not out of the realm of criticism. Jalen Hurts needs to be better and take ownership of the offense. And Phil, listen to Seth Joyner podcast with Dejean. Wish Seth was at the Eagles post game. I'm sure Seth Joyner was not in a good mood on his post game. Adoree Jackson is ass. I think the issue is Jalen, Smitty, and Saquon have championship aspirations, and AJ has statistic aspirations. It could be. And you even saw Devontae Smith getting vocal on the sideline last night, which is extremely rare. Devontae Smith is a quiet, reserved person. And even he was pissed off. He even had to pull a towel over his face to hide whatever he was mouthing on the sideline last night. This year, no, he's not a top 20 quarterback. Overall, he is, but not this year. Is the defense atrocious, or is it really just struggling in comparison to an epic postseason performance? No, it's atrocious. It's struggling in comparison, but it's atrocious. It really, really is. If anything, the defense is what has the parallel lines with 23. You want to know how bad it is? Brian Johnson was a better OC than KP. He absolutely was. I think the Eagles' offense was ranked 10th that year with Patul. We're up to almost 30 concurrent viewers. Guys, like, subscribe, share. This is Trending in the AM, and drop your comments. If you're new to the show, drop whatever comments you want, please. Do you think someone will be wondering to hear? Do you think someone will be wondering to hear AB? I don't. Phil does not want to address the Shipley issue. What Shipley issue? He's not used. So what issue is there? Do you think someone will be fired today? Today, tomorrow? Something's going to have to happen in the next 24 to 36 hours. Brian Johnson was handcuffed. Well, so was Kevin Patul to an extent then. You always run to Adoree Jackson's side and almost always throw to Ringo's side. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Adoree Jackson still got to make the tackle. KP heard McDonald's needs dishwasher. Hopefully, it would be nice, right? It'd be nice if that's the way it worked, but that's not the way it's going to work. Do we have confidence that the Eagles will even make the drastic change? I'm confident the Phillies are going to make major changes. I'm confident that Rob Thompson and Kevin Long will be gone. I'm confident Nick Castellanos will get traded or just outright released this offseason. I am not confident that Kevin Patullo is going to be stripped of play calling today or tomorrow. I'm not confident in it. And that's scary to me that I have to worry about them. Some goofy Giants fans were posting, where is it, AJ book? It's true. Tim Hortons, Rob speaking, can I help you? Rob Thompson don't got to work at Tim Hortons. He could buy a Tim Hortons, but he don't got to work at Tim Hortons. Eagles are headed to a 7-win season if Nick doesn't address the fact that a simple shotgun pistol offense has to change. It's such a basic, simple thing. You got to do something. You got to make some change. And I don't know how. And I don't know whether they have the ability to do it. I don't. Why are you confident in anything the Phillies do? That's true. I shouldn't be confident that the Phillies will make the right decision, Anthony. I should not be confident in that. I don't even trust him with my dishes. He might destroy the dishes in the kitchen. Oh, man. James, that's right. That's right. Hit those buttons, guys. Hit those buttons. We're all frustrated. We're all frustrated this morning. We're all annoyed this morning. We're all kind of in a numb state at this point. Knowing this team, they won't fire KP even if we get 50 burgered by the Vikings. Yeah, look. I feel like this is just going to be a continuing. We always talk about comparing this season to 23. 23, when they took the play calling away from Sean Desai on defense, it got worse. Do they fear pulling the trigger because it could get worse because of how 23 went? I hope not. Eagles O-line is so bad this year, I honestly have no idea what they could do to fix things. Honestly, if you cannot figure out what to do with the offensive line, I'm sorry to say, I don't know if you can fix this team or fix anything. The offensive line, the defensive line, that is the core of this team. And both are failing. And failing pretty miserably at this point. Rich, lace your bets. None of my bets hit. All my bets missed by one thing, and I don't know which one was which. Actually, I had Eagles over 19.5 points in one. That didn't hit. The evidence and the tape speaks there aren't enough performing chess pieces for most play calls to survive 60 minutes. I like how you put performing chess pieces. They have the chess pieces. The chess pieces just are not performing. Whether you want to blame Kevin Patullo or not, which he's right for it, the players are still not executing. Jalen Hurts is missing deep throws he doesn't. A.J. Brown's not running out routes. The blocking. How do you get outcoached by Mike Kafka and Brian Daboll, two coaches? Just got another opportunity to get a second shot. Yeah, Mike Kafka. I totally forgot about him. Now I know why the message was we aren't repeating by the players. They all probably knew KP was cheeks. That's true. That's very true. What's up, Rourke? Yeah, I mean, I guess at least we got the Sixers. Somebody already said, Mitchie Poo said, Sixers preseason action. Now VJ Edgecombe is hurt. Yay! First we hear we might get VJ Edgecombe starting in the small forward. Now VJ Edgecombe's hurt. I hate saying this, but the current O-line is actually better at pass blocking. It actually is. The only prayer is gunslinging. We don't have the quarterback for it. We don't have a gunslinger, right? But yeah, we've always been worse at pass blocking than run blocking. Now we can pass block a little bit, but we can't run block. And the run blocking is probably from the exhaustion of last year, Nooms. A little harder on the body to run block. Think coaches lost the locker room. I don't know if Nick Sirianni's lost the locker room yet. I'm not ready to go that far. Kevin Patullo has lost the offensive room. I don't think there's any faith in him out there. But I wouldn't go as far as saying Nick Sirianni has lost this team. Could it happen by the end of the year? Yeah, if he doesn't pull his shit together. 23 got worse when they hired. Well, exactly. You promote Matt Patricia, the play caller, shit hit the fan. Going to tell you this, Phil. We lose to Carson Wentz this week. Someone on the offense needs fired, and we call this season a wash. Yeah, look. They better make the change now because you can't let this spiral. Flyers lost season opener last night. I know, Mitchie Poo, I said it. It's only twice happened in the history of sports that an NHL, NFL, and MLB team from the same city all lost on the same night. Last night for Philadelphia, 1983 for Philadelphia. Players lost locker room. The locker room is fractured, but I think the coach still has their ears. Playing Saquon like he's prime King Henry is criminal at best. They're all exhausted. We in first offensive plays, third down run, Hurts for shooter. Why don't I understand how many yards did Saquon have? Saquon had a good game last night. Saquon had 58 yards. 12 carries. It was what it was. The fact that you could drink those beers and those gummies and still be awake, you're a lucky guy. Yeah. I'm not fully awake. He hasn't lost the locker room yet, but he's about to. It might be one of the quickest. One of the quickest. I work with two Giants fans, and they are mad we lost. Weird-ass fan base. 17 thumbs up. Okay, let's get the likes going, guys. That Flyers loss was a big win, though. They hung in there with the defending champs. Darth Vlader was great. I hear a lot of people talking about Vlad the Destroyer, the goalie, on how good he is going to be. Is Vic losing the defense? Maybe Vic's losing the defense. Maybe there's some truth to exhaustion. They all have off for months. It's true. VJ Edgecombe is hurt. Not serious, but he's hurt. Rumor has it, who's going to be on TV tonight at 7:30? I know you're going to be on TV tonight at 7:30, Jason Lee. I don't know who else is going to be on TV. So, yeah, guys, as Jason Lee pointed out, make sure you all tune in to PHL 17 tonight at 7:30 p.m. There's going to be a Phillies recap show. I will be one of Jason Lee's guests on TV tonight. Show starts at 7:30. Make sure you guys all check it out. My return to TV. The man with the face that does not have a – hold on. Where do I still have that picture saved here? Where the person told – nope, I deleted that. I have a picture of someone telling me I don't have a face for TV. But, yes, tonight live, 7:30, PHL 17. Set your phones. Set your alarms. Make sure you check out the show and make sure you see this ugly face on TV. Phillies lacked attention to detail all season, which cost them. Absolutely, Steven. Absolutely agree. Ginger Jesus wearing his royal purple. Kevin Petullo, we're done a good job. We just got to keep progressing. No, we have not done a good job, Kevin Petullo. That cannot be a valid statistic across all cities. The counterpoint to that, there's been a lot of instances where all three have won. Yeah, I didn't fact check it, but I heard it. Some stat site I follow on Twitter posted, BS, get your shit together. Exactly. Prince Harry finally be quarterback. Is that what it is? I'm going to need those gummies. I want to call in sick. Yeah, look. Yeah. I don't think Vic losing defense. The offense can't stay on the field long enough for the D to catch their breath. Defense got to make some plays. Eagles second half, half drives, last 3 games, fumble, intercept. Dude, yeah, I'm not going through all those, but yes, it has not been pretty. Nice, yes. Yeah, Jason's always kind. Jason stakes his TV career on me and my opinions. Not necessarily a good choice on Jason's part, hence why his first show was canceled. But it'll be good to be back on the TV screen for 5 minutes tonight. PHL 17, 7:30 tonight. Phillies recap. You have a face for radio. I do have a face for radio. I know, but someone told me I don't have a face for TV. Be better than Joaquin Phoenix. I will do my best not to be Joaquin Phoenix from Napoleon on TV tonight. I may be wrong, but I think Crawford could have hit 077 in the NLDS. He couldn't done much worse, right? KP be like, we had 2 good runs in the first quarter. So we're on track, right, Eric? Because of that, we're good. We'll get better next week. Giants have the 4th worst EPA offense. Rookie quarterback missing his top 2 offensive targets. Yeah, look. That loss is as much on Vic Fangio as anybody else. And no doubt about it. 3 games and you can't score a single point in the second half, and you call yourself professional football offensive coordinator. Look, you can blame the defense like EC1 just did. You can blame the defense. You can blame them all. Or EC1 blame the defense. You want to blame the offense. Blame them all because they all suck. All right? They're all playing terrible. Real men take you. At least you can't be the worst thing in Philly sports this weekend. I mean, I could be. I really could be the worst thing in Philly sports. It's not out of the realm of possibility. I'm going to go on live TV tonight and say the Phillies need to fire Rob Thompson, the winningest manager in the history of the city. So, it could be worse, right? I'm going to get booed off the TV screen. It's been known to happen a few times. Kevin Petullo, we've done a good job. We've done what we need to. Yeah. Look, it's bad, EC1. It's bad. Everyone's to blame. Should have titled the show Chat with a TV Star. Titled the show what? Some stats. We're just going to keep throwing how bad the stats are. I can't read every one of them. What are the odds of Phillies run it back and not get rid of anyone? I'll say no worse than there's only a 25% chance in my mind they run it back. Something like that. More concerned about on 10-10, the rent-free dude or Kirk Green. Oh, man. I don't know. While WIP exists, you are not the worst thing in Philly sports. That's true. I'm sure they're going to be talking about starting Tanner McKee next week, for sure. The offense got them 17-13 lead, and the defense let the Giants go. But yet the Eagles never scored again also. I put equal blame on everybody. They all stink. Isn't the best home run hitter supposed to back cleanup, forces the pitcher to throw balls and strike? Look, got to make changes. You got to bring Schwarber back, but I don't know if he comes back. I got this stat. So this stat I actually believe 100%. I got this from the great Jason Stark. Last night's Phillies game was the first postseason series ever to end on a walk-off error. First series in postseason history to end in a walk-off error. That's per Jason Stark. And he followed it up with not Bill Buckner because that was not a elimination game, Bill Buckner. First series to end on a walk-off error. My defense is playing terrible right now because they are out there on the field trying to make up for the lack of accountability on offense. Look, I get that too, and that's fair. But you got to put a better effort on tackling occasionally. Far too many missed tackles, far too many hesitations. Look, Zach Bond on the first touchdown to Jackson Dart ran. hesitated. That wasn't gassed part. They weren't gassed at that point in the game. At that point in the game, they were still fresh. Stephen A. Smith has a career crapping on good teams and loved people. You could do it too. Yeah. Shota, chat with a TV star. Oh, because I'm a TV star. It's not my first time on TV tonight. Been there, done that. Howie needs look back 23, say, no, I refuse to lose this Super Bowl opportunity. It's fair. It's fair. If the Giants had the starting wide receivers, it would have been brutal. It would have been brutal, K1. By the way, so what does Howie do? Like I said earlier, there's like 19 things that he needs to do in 10 days to get this team back on track. Can they? Adam, it might be higher than most are willing to admit. What was Adam's last comment? I don't even see Adam's last comment. Ohtani did nothing. Ohtani was a waste in that series. Schwarber will go to the highest bidder, possibly Cincinnati, possibly Boston, possibly Philly. Bryce needs protection, and Bohm isn't that. Bohm as cleanup hitter is just atrocious. Either Bohm, Stott, or Marsh are gone. And I don't know which one I'd want gone the most. Putting Kirkgreen in, yeah, when you know he's atrocious in hurting runners. He can only start clean innings. He cannot start with runners on. And you put him in that moment at that time, that's on Rob Thompson just as much. I was telling Phil Dart going to be the next Jane Daniels. I mean, he looked like it last night. The Dodgers' best power is Ohtani, and he hits leadoff. Lots of teams do this to maximize their bats. It's an analytics thing. Only garbage team in East is the Cowboys. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles are looking like a garbage team. The closest thing to a walk-off error was in 1986. Well, that was the first time. I trust whenever Jason Stark speaks, he says that was the first time that ever happened. Plain and simple. You got confidence Vikings going to beat us like the bad disobedient toddler who needed spank. Oh, man. God forbid, this city's going to burn. If changes don't happen this week, and then we go out there and lose to Carson Wentz and the Vikings, like that will literally be the worst of the worst. Marsh was terrible this series. The whole Phillies team was terrible. Kirk and I are bad, but Duran walking the game-tying run was terrible. Yeah, absolutely. Duran wasn't as lights out after his first couple outings as we thought he was, right? Choosing to give Ellie credit for matchups. Look, yeah, I don't blame the offense entirely last night for the Phillies. They went up against Tyler Glasnow, a stud pitcher. The Dodgers are defending champions, and they just took care. We just weren't on the Dodgers level. Going into the playoffs, we were tied for the Dodgers for the best odds to win the World Series. We weren't remotely close to as good as the Dodgers in all facets. Bohm batting behind Bryce is insane. No power at all. He doesn't make pitches. I mean, Alec Bohm had a couple walks, had a couple hits last night. Out of all players, Alec Bohm wasn't the problem last night. Just so you know. First thing today, fire Patullo. Second, go get McDaniels. You can't go get McDaniels. He's still the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Go trade for Crosby or Denzel Ward, but I'm trading for anyone until Chatullo out as OC. You got to trade for an edge. You got to trade for a cornerback. Even more so if Quinion Mitchell's going to miss extended time. You got to trade for an offensive lineman, a tight end to help block. You got to trade for a lot of things right now. Eagles are going to have no draft picks left when all is said and done next year. Work hard. Kevin said those words. We work tirelessly. What? Well, not doing enough. Kevin Patullo. If Kevin Patullo comes out next week and gives us one of those nonsense comments, if he's still the offensive coordinator, it's just ridiculous. So many idiots think Patullo is the problem here. I mean, Patullo is a part of the problem. If you don't see any problem in Kevin Patullo, you're blind. McDaniels be fired. They play in Chargers. Well, he's not yet. Bohm did fine, but he doesn't help Bryce at all. Yeah, no, I agree he shouldn't be batting cleanup. But I don't think he's the guy that I want to point fingers at this morning. Everybody's done. I know I'm 45 minutes in this show and I'm done. Doing last night's show and then doing this morning is exhausting, just so you guys know. Beyond exhausting. Let's do a quick check on the poll question. Who are you more frustrated with this morning? Phillies or Eagles? Phillies are at 57% of the vote. Eagles at 43% of the vote. Got 30 votes in so far. Just so you know. Steppered apologist he is. He's an apologist to something. Howie may need to elevate if the single-player juice is worth the future mortgaging trade. May need to evaluate if the single-player juice is worth the future mortgaging trade. I agree. Is it worth going out and trading a second or a third-round pick for a good player if this team can't produce? One or two players ain't going to change the fundamental issues with this team. Jets could go 0-6. They could. I'm not even looking at this weekend's games yet. But Schwarber isn't a good hitter. His batting average is very low. He hit about 250 this year. Missed it, so much better than you realize. We could fire the OC and still have the same problems if it's a brain-dead take. It's a brain-dead take. We could still have the problems. But are you willing to fire an inexperienced offensive coordinator to find out, okay, if it's the problem or not? Or are you willing to just let it continue be and lose the season? I'd rather try something else than doing the same thing again. Tool is the major problem here from soup to nuts. Tool's hire was ill-advised look, I agree. I know what the rumors are on McDaniels, and they're losing his patience. I read them all. I've been bitching about it all week long because I don't want him anywhere near here. Yet there's no rumors that Kevin Petula is getting fired. Petula's inability to do the job demotivated and increased injuries and wear on the defense. I mean, I don't think that's a crazy statement at all. Stuttering in the press. Stuttering don't mean nothing. I don't care who you're talking about there. Nick Sirianni stuttered in his opening press conference years ago, and he's a Super Bowl champion of this team. Yeah, press conference. I don't take anything into the press conferences other than Kevin Petula's, unnecessary comments. Maybe Howie going to fire him quietly. Maybe. I would like it. There's nothing new with that dude. Yeah. The best thing you can hope for right now is to bring in someone as an oversight. McCarthy, Doug Peterson, even to help Kevin Petula get some consistency. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of bringing Doug Peterson back, but it can't be the worst idea in the world. Mike McCarthy, a lot of experience. I haven't heard anybody suggest that yet. Maybe you go Mike McCarthy. Is it a consultant advisory role? Does he have any connections to the Eagles right now? I don't think he does. Dante, I don't know what happened to your comment. I see your comment over here. It didn't pop up on my stream here. Dante says, where's Brian Johnson when you need him? I don't know why that didn't pop up on my screen. Or I would have put it up on the screen. My apologies. Guys, it's trending in the AM right here. Like, subscribe, share. Back up to over 27 viewers again concurrently. The viewers are coming in fast and furious today. The likes and the subscribers are not. So keep hitting those buttons for me, guys. Keep voting on the poll question as well. Greatly, greatly appreciate all of that. Yeah, the press does care about him. Absolutely. Where's John DiFilippo? I don't know. Is he on a team right now? Is Tom Moore still alive? I want them to bring in an older offensive mind that has seen everything. I mean, it would help. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know who the answer is. I know it's not going well. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And while it's only 6 weeks of the season, I think we're all educated enough to know what is going on isn't working. Tribe, what's up? Like, subscribe, share. I'd take McDaniel over Count Drag. Oh, you're not moving on from your head coach for the failure of Mike McDaniels as head coach. I don't want McDaniels as my offensive coordinator, let alone head coach. But I can at least swallow that pill of him as the OC. You're not moving on from Nick Sirianni. I mean, heck, you can even bring Frank Reich back if you need a consultant. Well, he is the head coach, the interim head coach at Stanford right now. So you'd have to get him to leave his interim head coaching role at Stanford to be a part of the Eagles. I would assume he can't be a consultant and work on another college head coaching job at the same time. If he wasn't the head coach at Stanford, I'd absolutely bring Frank Reich back. I mean, K1, do you expect us to be calm, cool, and collected the morning, literally 8 hours after our Phillies season ended and the Eagles lost to the damn New York Giants? Do you expect anything but frustrated takes? Like, what do you want us to look objectively right now? It's Friday fallout. Lots of almost accidentally said that. We're frustrated. We're pissed off. We're annoyed. We expect better from our teams. Lions have new OC and rebound after the first loss. Eagles have new OC and the struggles continue. Look, that's a great point. We were worried about the Detroit Lions. I said give them time. They lost their OC and DC, Jonathan. And they're thriving after their first loss. Eagles have had 6 weeks and they're falling further behind. At least they have some continuity on defense, right? Let's jump off the F and edge. Yeah. I mean, you could be calm, cool, and collected if you want, K1. I mean, you're just sitting there reveling in the fact you were right that Kenny Gainwell was the man that held this team together. Expectations, my friend, they're good for the blood pressure. I know. That's what being a passionate fan is all about. Avoid. Sorry, I didn't know Frank. Well, he wasn't the coach, and I guess they fired their coach and they made him their interim head coach at Stanford. So the Frank Reich thing just pretty much can't happen unless he's going to quit that job. Although Bill Belichick might be available soon, even though he's a defensive guy. We were frustrated because we weren't even competitive. We weren't competitive. That game was never close. Never close. Giants offense averages 320 yards per game. Saquon, who had 31 rushing yards in the first 2 carries, just 58. Full disclosure, I don't really care about the Phillies. That sport is boring on television. Yes. Well, I do care. I know it's boring, but I love it. I live for it. Sucks being Cassandra. Kenny G was the glue that held the team together. It was. You lose Kenny G and the offense falls apart. Who knew? What this team is missing is the guys that are off this team. The Brandon Grahams of the world. Maybe Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Maybe we're missing him and his spunking attitude on defense. Maybe we're missing Josh Sweat. Definitely missing Mekhi Becton. If you had Mekhi Becton, you could have Tyler Steen filling in at left guard right now for Landon Dickerson. He does. He does. It's frustrating, guys. It's a frustrating time. It really, really is. Frustrating time in Philadelphia sports right now. Because we had expectations. And Noom says we shouldn't have expectations. But you know what? How can you not have expectations? I mean, I got to dive deeper in today to all the post-game reactions and stuff. I only caught a few. We only got to 7:50 last night. So it's only been about 8 hours at 7:50. But there's a lot of people that have tuned in today, K1. A lot of new people probably. They haven't liked, subscribed, shared. They didn't know they're watching a TV famous person right here. Again, as a reminder, guys, it's 7:30 tonight. PHL 17. Tune in to hear me on Jason Lee's Phillies recap show on that great channel. It'd be great to be back on TV with Jason. So, guys, make sure you check out PHL 17 tonight at 7:30. I'm going to say, live on TV, by Rob Thompson. I am. It's not the record. It's how bad you looked getting to that record. Yeah. Yeah. What Phillies takes should I have on TV? I'm going to say JT Realmuto is a must re-sign. I'm going to say you got to let Ranger Suarez walk. I'm going to say that you got to trade some players. What takes should I put out there on TV tonight? Into the TV world. What will your drip be? I got a shirt that's just got trending or the STT Sports Network on it that I will be on. Facts, reality. Yeah. It's fine, man. They have a crisis to navigate. I'm not the biggest Andy Reid fan, but he can help the locker room navigate crisis until he lost it. And thank you, Dante. So make sure you tune in. Well, you're not local, so you won't be able to tune into PHL 17, I don't think. But yeah, not the first time, but it's been a few years since I've gotten on TV, so it's good to get that opportunity again. Nick needs the crowd to positively affirm him. I don't know. I miss Kenny Pickett. Said no one ever, Mitchie Poo. I don't think anyone ever said that. Nobody. Are Phillies fans to blame? Yeah. Yes. I'm writing that down. If it comes up, I'm going to say it. Phillies best regular season team ever. Shit to bed when it comes to the regular season or the postseason. Yeah. Look at that. I mean, there are now 2 4-game exits in the NLDS 2 years in a row, despite having great records. It's not good. Not good at all. Noom's home runs is what makes the sport interesting. Home runs at leadoff is like feels good, but what does it really mean? Oh my God. Inappropriate comment, but kind of funny. Wonder how Chris Jones feels about Hurts having his 240 plus yards the last few games with the L. Yeah. Philly's Karen might be to blame. It might be. Yeah, I knew what you meant postseason. I know what you meant. That's why I kind of just self-corrected it for you there. Chris Jones calling the Trevor Lawrence touchdown to win the game of fluke play. Meanwhile, Chris Jones was just standing there watching it happen, not making a move. Chris Jones made less of an effort than Adoree Jackson did. At least Adoree Jackson tried to lower his shoulder. Chris Jones just watched it unfold. I don't know. Why can't we have nice things in Philadelphia? Why can't we just have a stretch? Not one season, not one little spot. Why can't we just have a stretch of success in our city? Like real championship success. It's really annoying how we can't have, continued success in this city. It really annoys me. Like, I don't know what we ever did wrong to deserve the Phillies collapse again, to deserve the Eagles. Did we sell our soul for a Super Bowl? And that's why we're where we are? Is this God getting back at us because of the snowball at Santa thing from 60 years ago? Like, what did we do wrong to deserve this? What about Mookie Betts? I just want some simple peace and quiet and some enjoyable stuff to watch regularly. And now we got to suffer through whatever the rest of this Eagles season is. The Sixers are what they are. The Flyers, it's going to be a brutal winter in this city. We exist, so we suffer. Life is suffering. That is true. Sister Mary, from what's the college, passed away, unfortunately, at 106 years old. Sandman, it means you cleared your pipes and got your. Yeah. Kevin Toole says the Eagles coaching staff worked all night last night with the short week. If we got 2 to 3 hours of sleep, it was a good night. Yeah, what a joke, that comment. Looks real bad now, right? Nothing in the Bible about Pelton. Exactly. I blame the Phillies fans that said that we were going to win the World Series. I blame the Phillies fans that said we were on parallel lines, Mitchie Poo. Mitchie Poo, we're 19 away from another screenshot. We get there today? Maybe. I don't know. It'd be nice. Oh, boy, guys. It's the top of the hour. It's 9 a.m. It's trending in the a.m. right here on the STT Sports Network. Please like, please subscribe, please share. Continue voting on the poll. People are more annoyed with the Phillies right now. I am more annoyed with the Eagles personally. Like, I don't understand why the Eagles are bickering. Mister, I'm sure you see what I see. They look like they've already, like when you watch them talk in the locker room, and I know it's tough to lose a game that you're supposed to win, but it just feels like that they're already checked out. Like, it really feels like this Eagles team's checked out, okay? It feels like they don't care. And I'm not sure why. Like, they look so dejected 6 weeks into the season. The New York Midgets, you lost 2. What? What did the Midgets lose? Hubris is a real thing and gets even the best. I'm chilling when it comes to the Phillies. Their outcome doesn't surprise me at all. I agree. Agree with that. What comes out of Petula's stupid mouth are lies and should not be trusted. What does George Ken say? It's not a lie if you believe it. Just remember that. When Jerry asked George how to beat a lie detector test they had to take because of Melrose Place and his girlfriend, and he asked George for advice, George told Jerry, it's not a lie if you believe it. Howie thinking he doesn't need coaches to coach his roster. Yeah. Pump Man messed up the vibe being a Cowboys fan. Yeah, I didn't know he was a Cowboys fan. It's interesting. Howie Laurie going to fire Kevin. I believe in my GM owner. Bye, Kevin. I hope so. I hope so. The Costanza principle. It's not a lie if you believe it. Don't forget that. The nickname of the New York Giants, I don't call them Giants. I call them the Midgets. Gotcha. They weren't midgets last night, EC1. Right? We could call out names to the Giants all we want. But you know what? The Giants whooped our ass. Just flat out whooped our ass. The week before the Broncos were a playoff caliber team. They were in the playoff last year. The Giants suck. They had a rookie quarterback making his 3rd start. You got Cam Scatterby averaging 3.8 yards a carry. Top 2 wide receivers out. Awful offensive line. Terrible defensive secondary. Great defensive front line. And they blew it. They blew it. So you know what? We can't trash talk the New York Giants today. We can't. Can't trash talk the Dodgers today. Oh, I will behave my language on TV 100%. Petula has Ducks vote for Moot of the Year. I told you Scatterby was the real deal, and I said that Cam Scatterby was only the real deal because he had a cool name. Well, you know what? He ran all over our freaking defense last night. Remind me, you know what I had them beat us. Yeah. Look, I had a 37-21 Giants victory written down in my book here. I didn't settle on it, but I had a 37-21 victory. Really close. I mean, you can see my notes. I mean, it's written down right here in the bottom of the corner there. I wrote it down. Coaching staff is absolutely a joke. Zach Bond got bullied by Cam Scatterby. Zach Bond on the Jackson Dart touchdown just froze like a deer in headlights and let Jackson Dart run by him. Where's the Zach Bond criticism today? Laurie may be pissed, but they came off as too afraid to overreact, which would be the right call. They come off as too afraid to overreact. Sometimes overreacting is a bad thing, Eric, and I get that. And they overreacted in 23 with defensive coordinator, and it made it worse. But also, not overreacting can hold this team back. You don't want to overreact, but also you don't want Howie making major changes, trading draft picks for players if the coaches can't get the job done. Also, Ringo got mossed he got mossed like every play. I mean, was he on the practice squad, Humphrey? I never heard of the guy before getting prepped for the show. Never heard of him before last night. That overthrow was a big overthrow. And that's something that Jalen Hurts does well normally, throw a deep ball, but he's missed 4 or 5 of them this year. Remind me, 49ers of Bradbury getting bullied by 49ers players, how nobody had his back. Phil, can you sneak in your YouTube show plug? Well, I'll be definitely rocking a shirt for the YouTube, and I will be plugging the YouTube show on TV tonight, 100%. Kevin won't be fired till the end of the year. There's no way you can change the offense coordinator in the middle of the season and expect to have any success. I agree with that. But also continuing on as is isn't going to magically if you can't get it right against the Giants, How are you going to get it right against the or the Packers or teams later in the season? I'm irritated with Alex Hunt missed interception. Big moment early in the game. Was that on the Jackson Dart touchdown drive? Huh. Key turning point right there. You can't expect these players to learn someone else's brand new playbook and still be able to make the playoffs and win your Super Bowl. It's just not possible. You still have the bye week to figure some things out. Look, I don't know. I know it's not ideal. I know it's not ideal, reality check. Ringo is terrible. Terrible. I just got done eating delicious Fox Den and doing my morning show. Yeah, there you go. Bond is a very good linebacker, but can we take a moment to appreciate the Jalen Carter impact? It is so much harder to fill and fit on a number of – yeah, I mean, Gabe Hall and Byron Young, they did terrible last night filling in. Disagree with the OC can be changed. You got to do it in 10 days. You got 10 days, then 2 games, and then a bye week. So you got plenty of time to figure it out. We were extremely soft up the middle. We actually stopped them in the running game up the middle for a change, but we were soft up the middle. Yeah, you got time, EC1. I mean, it's week 6, not week 15. I'm not saying you can't change the OC. You obviously can. Then you might as well just give up on the season. What would you rather them do, reality check? Here's my question. Would you rather the Eagles trade 2 or 3 draft picks for 2 or 3 players that might make the team a little bit better and continue rolling? Or would you rather try to change your OC first, see if anything changes, and then make that decision? Week 6, if you get, I don't know, throw OC. Yeah. I made it a few times. Maybe you checked out. I will be live at them tonight, PHL 17 at 7:30 p.m. on TV, talking with Jason Lee on his sports show, talking about the Phillies season ending, recapping it, giving my thoughts on Rob Thompson, who the Phillies offseason is going to be like. PHL 17 tonight, 7:30 p.m. I'll be one of the guest speakers on TV tonight. Make sure you check it out. That will be me making my 3rd TV appearance on PHL 17 tonight. The middle is the last place you want to be soft. I agree. I'm just annoyed. I'm just frustrated today, guys. I'm also tired. I'm asking if you get to choose KP replacement now, who do you want? I don't know. I don't think you can replace him. I think you bring in a consultant. But if you replace him, I don't even know who's available. I don't. Because Mike McDaniels isn't. Somebody suggested Mike McCarthy as a consultant. Maybe that's an angle. I don't know if I want Doug Peterson back in the building. I don't even know how that relationship ended. And on the McDaniels front, by the way, you think Mike McDaniels wants to come and work with Vic Fangio? The two of them don't like each other at all. McDaniel ran him out of Miami. You think Vic Fangio wants to coach on a team with McDaniel? No. So I don't know what the answer is on who. But not making a decision or not having that opinion. Frank Reich is the head coach of the University of Stanford football team. What's up, Dylan? What are your thoughts on Mike McDaniels as consultant? If. See, that's the first thing. If. Now, I'm not a Mike McDaniels fan. I think he's got loser energy, okay? He's been a terrible head coach. Doesn't mean he's not a good offensive mind, but can he resort back like that? If he gets fired 2 days later, become a consultant and change his mindset of being a head coach, maybe next offseason, after the season's over, you bring him in as your OC. But bringing him in mid-season after he gets fired after that disaster, I don't think it works. Also, what's his relationship like with Vic Fangio? Probably not good. So there's a lot of reasons to not like the McDaniels thing. I don't want consulting you. Fire OC, he has a cancer. I don't know if he's a cancer. He's just not good at his job. Doesn't mean he's a cancer. Dart it all over us. That's not as cool sounding as it sounds, as you think it sounds. Then it's Doug Peterson. Yeah, I don't know about Doug Peterson. And what's his relationship like with Howie at this point? And everybody. Wrong thumbnail. I don't think it's an overreaction at all. The Phillies lost in garbage fashion. The Eagles look maybe worse than 23. Yeah, look, I made that thumbnail at 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. That was what ChatGPT said it should be. The amount of work and prep these dudes do in the offseason with an OC is very hard to fathom. You would only be able to bring in a new OC with similar guiding principles. Similar guiding principles, but the ability to make adjustments is what you need. Unacceptable how much money we are spending on offense. Truth. Like, at least we can blame that we don't have money spent on defense, right? We got our asses whooped. WK, absolutely correct. Like, subscribe, share. Got her whooped by a rookie. A guy. It's just not that good, Jackson Dart. We got whooped. Flat out smacked in the face. Are you on after Judge Judy? I have no idea what PHL 17's TV channel is, or schedule is, but 7:30 p.m. PHL 17. Remember Rich Scadaboo, quarterback head coaching consultant, quarterback whisperer. Remember the coaches with Rick and dumbass dude Marty. Maybe Marty Morningway could be the consultant, right? Why not? Talking sense here. The rest of the chat's just frustrated. We're living in the moment of being pissed off. Okay? And I agree. I agree with everything you're saying, Noobs. I do. 100%. But I think this is a place for the fans to have an opportunity to voice their frustrations. I can't believe Jackson Dart walked us down like that. It's embarrassing. No player should look in the mirror this morning and feel good about how they played last night. This offense is the most expensive in the league, which has been woefully underperforming. Truth. No lies there. Detect it. We had them 751. We gained one more subscriber today. Guys, like, subscribe, share. Vote on the poll question. Bro, that's the fucking point. There's nothing you could do. You got to ride it out till the season's over. What do you want him to do? Completely just start from ground up? Look, it sucks. It does. It does. Look, Carson Wentz might shred us, and that would be just the icing on the cake, so to speak, right? Icing on the cake. Let's be honest. Wentz has looked good at times in his 2 starts, but I've watched both those games because they were early 9:30 games. For the most part, Carson Wentz wasn't doing great. But, man, no Quinion Mitchell next week? Who's guarding Justin Jefferson? So maybe Wentz does walk us out. Yeah. Last night is one of the nights Philly fans will remember forever. Just a bad night. And that's all. You know, yeah, Nooms and K1 are, like, chilling out and, like, not as upset and frustrated Eagles fan. Trying to look at the bigger picture. But real fans are frustrated. We're tired. I was up till 12 o'clock last night. Up at 6 a.m. today. I got 12 hours at the pizza shop. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed. I'm pointing fingers. And it's okay to do that. We're not getting better with Kevin. How much worse can it get? That's the other angle of it. How much worse can it get? On the flip side, EC1, you have a better chance of righting the ship by keeping him, bringing in a consultant maybe. You keep him and don't change drastically, you have the chance. Just saying. Yeah, you're behind. Someone already posted that. Adam beat you to posting that. Yeah, Marty Morningwig was awful. A slice of pizza might make it a little better. I will be making a slice pie as soon as I get to work and having one. Where's was Nakobe? He activated. I think he played 3 or 4 special team snaps, and that's it. Didn't expect much from him. I was shocked they activated him anyway. It's time to get Stout's attention. Unfortunately, Keegan, Kendall, Pierce, etc. You really wish luck, yeah. Stout's got to figure. For as great as Stout's been, Stout hasn't done anything to make adjustments. He's your run game coordinator. He's your offensive line coach. Your offensive linemen are hurt, admitting that they're tired, and you're not giving them the help needed. Frustrated and more frustrated at the fact we don't see a resolution. That's the thing. We don't see the resolution. And I don't know if there is a resolution. The only thing you could do, and it sucks, I know, but you have to bring in a consultant, and your best option is just fire him and let Nick finish the season. How much worse can it get? Is that an option? Is that an option people are willing to discuss? Nick Sirianni calling plays? Is that something that we're willing to accept? Let Kevin Patullo still be the OC, bring in a consultant, and let Nick Sirianni call plays. He's done it before. Not well, but he's done it before. I don't know. Crazier things have happened. Crazier ideas have been made. There's a chance, right? I don't know what else you do at this point, other than we got to ride it out and understand what the Eagles need to do, or Eagles fans need to do. We need to readjust our expectations for this season. I think that's the big thing. How do we win a Super Bowl the year before and then play like shit? We look like, yeah, since second one, I don't know, 21 was Nick. I'm good now. I'm just to try to keep some continuity. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking out loud, EC1. Nick Sirianni has called plays before, but it wasn't great, but was better than this. Exactly. He wants to take accountability for his team. Well, maybe he does that by pushing a little harder. The problem with Morning Wig, when with Andy, he was not a guy to say, hey, Andy, you're wrong. Yeah, I don't think a lot of guys were, hey, Andy, you're wrong type guys. Keely's got to go, but if Quinion Mitchell's hurt, what do? Mac McWilliams obviously not ready. He's been a healthy scratch 2 weeks in a row. Quinion Mitchell might be hurt. You got Cooper banged up last night. Keely stinks. Adoree stinks. Who else is on this team to play cornerback? Jacorian Bennett is still on IR. I'm actually having a good morning. I feel pretty good. All things considered, man, chatter, I'm awake. As awake as I can be. I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed. Downright pissed off. I'm feeling good this morning. For just getting 6 hours. I got 6 solid hours of sleep last night. 6 very solid hours. How? I don't know. How I was able to fall asleep, I don't know. Because now, we don't even have Phillies to talk about. Yeah, I mean, it was a long night. Did my morning show yesterday, worked all day, long night recording, short night's sleep, and right back at it. We have Super Bowl roster. Gimme McDaniels, or an OC who once coach who unemployed like Frank Reich. Frank Reich's not unemployed, but yeah. Go trade for an OC. That would be a first, right? How he doesn't trade for a player, he trades for an OC. I feel it. For once in my 27 years, Mary Jane, for the first time, is not taking my anger away. Might have to find something stronger. Yeah, I just see you just line up the stuff on the counter. Oh, man. I mean, I am old. And I might be feeling it tonight when I get home after a long day at the shop. When I roll in at 9:30 tonight, I might be feeling it. Cliche, but NFL parody is a real thing. The road from the penthouse to the outhouse and back, it just ain't as long as anymore. I agree. And you're not wrong. Not wrong at all, Nooms. There's a reason why the Chiefs even getting to as many Super Bowls as they did in such a short window is so hard to do. It's a not for long league. The NFL stands for not for long. At this point, I hate to say it, I have a college football team whooping our ass. It's disappointing. Pretty much. Disappointing is a great word. Tim Hortons. There'll be a lot of coffee drank today. Phil after lunch day, zombied out and dazed. It's a possibility. It's a possibility, Tatsuya. It's a possibility. When dinner time, I got a big order at like 4 o'clock today, too. A big pizza order at like 4 o'clock. So I don't even know. I got to at least survive till like 6 o'clock today. I got a couple people coming in tonight to work, but man, I got to at least make it till like 5 or 6 o'clock tonight before I zombie myself out. But guys, don't forget, tonight, 7:30 p.m., PHL 17. Make sure you tune in. You're going to see this face on your big screen TV tonight, talking Phillies. And I'm going to ask, we got about 10 minutes left. Let's bring the Phillies back in the conversation. What should be some of my big, bold takes for the Phillies tonight on TV? Obviously, I'm going to say Rob Thompson has to be fired, along with the pitching coach, the hitting coach, everybody. Clean house. Dusty Watton, the third base coach. Clean house on the coaching staff. I might suggest Dave Dombrowski. I'm not sure. So we're going to waste our roster trade at that point. Look, I don't know. Last night I felt so relieved with the Phillies that we could finally move on. I like that word. I'm going to write that down here. Relieved. I might use that word tonight because I think that's a great way to feel it. So much to say, Devontae. I got you. Hot take, re-sign Jose Alvarado. I mean, $9 million is the option. You could pick it up so you can keep him for cheap. I don't know how I feel about him now. I don't know if I want to suffer through another year of Jose Alvarado personally. You still have 2 lefties on your roster in the bullpen signed. But we'll see. We'll see. But I love Nooms. I'm relieved that the Philly season's over. Because they're like the Eagles, we don't know after last night what changes, if any, are going to be had, right? We know there's changes coming. The Phillies aren't just running it straight back. They're just not. All Howie had to do was re-sign Becton and keep Rodgers at corner. Yeah. Remember in the offseason reality check, I put Zach Bond at 1A, and I put Mekhi Becton at 1B to retain him. Now, I don't know how Mekhi Becton's doing this year. I think he was hurt or he got benched at one point. So maybe he's hurt and tired and banged up just like our offensive line from last year. But I put Becton as a key. I was okay losing Rodgers at the point. Obviously, that was wrong. I was okay losing Josh Sweat. Obviously, I was wrong there. What's up, Maria? How you doing? It's a day to be angry and then inspired to be better. We're frustrated. We're annoyed. Let out all the emotions now, Maria. And then tomorrow we can start trying to figure out ways to move forward, right? You figure it out now. You get the frustrations out, and then you move on. Move Bryce Harper to left field and sign Pete Alonso. I'm not in the boat of putting Harper anywhere in the outfield. He's already wearing down. He's already worn out. He's already more injured. Playing the outfield's harder than the infield at first base. I am not moving Bryce Harper. Saquon carried us last year. I hate to admit it, but it's true. It might be the case. The cheese is finally over, but I also don't think we have heard the last from Harper. Time is running out, but the path. I said it yesterday. Bryce Harper is no longer an all-pro MVP type player. He's an all-star, but not. And he's still great. He's just not what he used to be. Becton definitely would been nice to have. Yeah, because then you could have. Last year we had 6 starting offensive linemen. So when one went down, you could pivot. Now we have 5, and we've got bad backups. Brett Toth was terrible last night. You could have Steen there instead of Brett Toth right now. But here we are. I don't know. I'm annoyed. I'm frustrated. I'm tired. The Sixers leave little to be desired. The Flyers are still building up. It's a tough day. Tough day to swallow as a Philadelphia sports fan. It really is. But you know what? We'll get through it. And we'll be better maybe on the other side. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Again, one final time, everybody watching. If you haven't liked, subscribe, share. Back Monday at 8 a.m. for more of this, whatever it is that we do here every morning. But guys, again, remember tonight, 9:30 or 7:30 p.m. PHL 17 doing a Phillies season recap show. I'll be one of the guests on the show, so make sure you tune in. Support my main man, Jason Lee, as he's back on TV hosting a show, and let me get it done. Help show him that I can bring the ratings in, even if it's 2 more ratings. I appreciate that, Big Al. What a story it would be if the Sixers elevated the city when they least expect it. I mean, is there parallel lines to that news? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it would be something, right? If that's what happened. It would be something if that's what happened. We're as disappointed as we are in the Phillies. Say the Eagles crash and burn, but the Sixers go out and Joel Embiid plays 65 games, plays like an MVP again. Sixers finish in the number 2 seat in the Eastern Conference and go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, that would be totally on par for the way that things go, right? We sold this Phillies and Eagles season off to get the Sixers good again. Joe Embiid sees you. You hope that's him putting the bees aside and saying he was finally ready. I love Jason, Big Al, and there's no offense made to you because you've been a big supporter of mine in many ways. But Jason has been my number one sounding board, pusher, number one person. I just get random, inspirational texts from the dude. The dude supports me very much behind the scenes. One of my biggest supporters there. Whenever I'm feeling down on how I'm doing and with whatever I'm doing, Jason's always got my back. Becton was out week 4 for a concussion. Okay. I know he didn't play there for a little bit and a hand injury and questionable this week. Gotcha. I know he didn't play at some point, so I wasn't sure. But he's banged up too. I don't know if he's ready to be sorry. What happened there? There it is. Sorry, wrong comments there. Was Zach Wheeler ready to pitch? I don't know. Blood clots ended Matt Harvey's career. They say he's going to be ready to start the season or very early in the season. I don't know. I said late June, early July. They're saying late April, early May. We get him by May 30th. I guess that's good. Andrew Painter better be ready for the big time next year. We are still 4-2 and have 10 days to win the next game. Look at the power of positivity, Maria. I wish I could feel that way. And come next Friday, I'll probably predict another Eagles victory. But right now, yeah, who would have thought not having Wheeler would have mattered? Zach Wheeler was a bigger loss than people realize. Seriously. Let's look. We did get one good thing this season. We learned that Christopher Sanchez is an ace. We've got 2 aces on this team. Different type of blood clot. Yeah. At least we know we've got that option as Zach Wheeler's career is winding down. That Christopher Sanchez still dollar for dollar the best value in sports. I think people take frustrations as we're hating on our team, and that's just funny frustration. Yeah, like, exactly. We don't hate our team. We're frustrated. We put our hard-earned energy into these teams. We get frustrated when it doesn't go the way we think it should. It's not that we hate our team. We just want the best. Trey Turner, I don't think was the same. That's a fair point after the hamstring injury. Absolutely. I almost feel like they pushed him back out there. Yeah, you know way more about that than I do, Nooms. Wheeler wouldn't have mattered because we couldn't give him any run. I mean, look, again, we're going up against the Dodgers. Great pitching staff, great at lineup. Anybody that, like, the Phillies loss sucks. The Phillies loss happened. Change needs to happen, yes. But we did lose to the LA Dodgers, a damn fine football team, okay? People hate the Sixers. I mean, I don't hate anybody, but I'm strongly against the Sixers. Mean Metal Mike, what's up? Flyers losing doesn't help. Dude, the Phillies lost to defending the World Series champions. The Flyers lost to defending Stanley Cup champions. The Eagles lost to the one-win Giants. Tell me which one are you more frustrated in? I don't know. I'm closing my book for the show. You got a minute or two if you got any final comments. We'll be back. Overreaction Monday. I'll have to figure out, even though today was Overreaction Friday, Overreaction Monday, I'll have to come up with a good one. Let's hope the Cubs and Brewers beat the Dodgers. I'm rooting for the Brewers. Let's get Rhys Hoskins back to the World Series, I guess. Sure. I don't know who. I guess I'm rooting for the Tigers in the AL because my man Jason is such a big, not the Jason from TV, my golf partner Jason lives in Detroit, so I'll be rooting for him and his kid Jax to cheer them on. East matchups are always tricky to predict. F out of here with that, Mitch. That was the Giants. I don't want the Giants. No excuses on losing to the Giants because it's division. Mariners win the World Series. I mean, they could. They're damn good. Are you watching football on Sunday since the Eagles played Thursday? I got to work Sunday. My wife normally works on Sunday, so I could live stream the games. But I'm going to work on Sunday instead since she always does it for me. But I will have the games on at the pizza shop. I won't be able to live stream, though. The frustration is not losing necessarily, but not competing with a crap team. Exactly. Flyers hurts more than the Eagles and Phillies. Flyers doesn't hurt at all. First walk-off error in ending a series in postseason history. That was per Jason Stark. I said that earlier in the show. First time that ever happened. Sad, and it's a shame. It is what it is. Guys, I'm going to wrap this up. If you haven't liked, subscribe, share. I'll put a bunch of shorts out there. I'll probably do some shorts fresh from the show as well this weekend because I got a lot of things to get off my chest. But I got to wrap this up. I got to say goodbye for the day. Again, one final time. Do not forget, 7:30 p.m. on PHL 17. I will be live talking this Phillies season ending. Please check it out. Please share it out. Please tell your friends to tune in their TV. 7:30 tonight. Show some support to my man Jason Lee there and his show tonight. Not sure what the rest of the lineup will be a guest, but I'll be one of the guests today on the show. Everybody have a great weekend. Try to figure it out as best you can. There's nothing to stress out about this weekend. So let's go, Birds. Bubbles up.